Heads up guys, this video has a giveaway in it and I want to let you know I will never choose a winner and reply to you in the YouTube comments to say that you won something. Please contact me on Telegram. Ignore the spammers. Please do not fall for that. On with the intro. On this episode of System Integrators Weekly, we're going to talk about the new AMD GPUs and go over some great deals out there at several different price points. All that and more on this episode of System Integrators Weekly. Let's go, nerds! Hello everyone, I am Brea Thorne. Welcome to System Integrators Weekly, where we are just about done with all these launches and announcements, and actually we really are done with them because the last of them, at least announcement-wise, has come around. For 2022, we should not see any more hardware keynotes. No more of that for GPUs, CPUs, whole platforms, any of that stuff. So, we have yet to see the independent reviews of the 4080, which will be released on the 12th of this month. And we now know that the AMD 7000 series GPUs will be released on the 13th of December. So we've got it. We've got the roadmap. We understand where everything's going to be, and we saw some estimates, some first-party graphs that aren't really the best source for things and generally have to be vague, but are there to just entice you and interest you. And I would say that they did the job well. If you want to see my live reaction, I'll go ahead and link that here. It was my first live stream on YouTube. So it's a little scuffed, but it was a good time. And it was just me just hanging out with you guys, watching, and you guys getting my take on it right off the bat. So if you want an extended version of what I'm gonna say here about the RDNA 3 GPUs, you can go check that out. But I just wanna give a thank you to those of you who came out to hang out in that stream. It was a lot of fun, and there was quite a few of you, so I really appreciated that, and it was a really good time. But before I get into any of that stuff, this video is sponsored by VIP CDK Deals. CDK Deals is an online marketplace that offers game keys for several different platforms and genuine software licenses at drastically reduced prices. You can even use code BRAE25 to get an additional 30% off. Here's how it works. Here we have an OEM license for Windows 10 Pro. Of course, all Windows 10 Home and Pro keys can be later upgraded to Windows 11 at no charge. Keep in mind that you'll need a new key if you build a new system or make major hardware changes. OEM keys cannot be used to upgrade from Windows 10 Home to Pro, so make sure you know which version you have installed. Here in the cart, you can use code BRAE25 to get an additional 30% off. So an OEM copy of Windows 10 Pro will drop from $22.72 to just $15.90. After your purchase is complete, click View Keys/Codes, click Get the Key, and copy it. Then go to your Windows search bar, type out Activate, and click Activation Settings. My Windows install is already activated, so I'll be replacing it, but yours should just say Activate Windows. Paste in the key, click Activate, and you're done. Thank you, CDK Deals, for continuing to support the channel. I do just want to let you guys know that I have a migraine right now. So, no, I'm not going to rage or table slam this time. We're not talking about bad news. We're talking about mostly good news in this one. But just to let you guys know, dealing with a migraine and adding studio lights and screens and stuff to the mix and me talking a lot, not a good mix, but we're going to get this episode done and to you. Now, before I get into some actual recommendations, I do want to let you guys know somewhere in this video I'm going to talk about a giveaway, a big giveaway coming that is live right now that you can enter right now, and it's exciting. So stay tuned. Okay, so first off, some quick disclaimers. This video is being recorded for Monday the 7th of November 2022, and that means that pricing and availability that you see here, any deals and discounts that you see here, may have changed by the time you actually see the video, and go check it out for yourselves or click on the links below. Do not worry though, if you need any help finding something similar because you liked what I was talking about here, come to my stream. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at around 8 p.m. Central Time over at twitch.tv/BreaThorne. Link in the description, because why wouldn't it be? Next up, I do throw out opinions here and there, and this is not financial advice. This is me yammering about computers. So if you disagree, that's awesome. Disagree politely, if possible, in the comments down below. If there's a system integrator you'd like me to cover, comment it in the comments down below. Finally, of course, anything you buy, you're buying at your own risk. computers can be damaged in shipping, or you can have issues like that. Usually that doesn't happen, and I know that for a fact because of the awesome Discord that you can join, link in the description, of course, where everyone kind of talks about the deals they get and what the experiences are like. We have a whole section just for testimonials. But you are buying at your own risk, and sometimes stuff like that happens, and that's part of buying stuff, and the shipping industry as a whole right now is a bit rough. So just understand that that kind of thing is usually covered, and you'll be okay. Just don't get too frustrated with it. There are pros and cons to the approach that AMD took to RDNA 3 and how they were going to bring it to market and everything. And it's getting really tiring that, you know, both AMD and NVIDIA they just want to come out and be on the top of the charts. They just want to come out with their flagships. Intel broke the mold with that with the A380, but that didn't go well because honestly, most people are in the mid-range when it comes to GPUs and PC hardware in general, and it gets completely ignored. NVIDIA wants you to have $1,200 or more, or you're not on the list. And AMD decided, in their vast wisdom, to release 2 GPUs with nearly identical names. What was all that about? Similar names being confusing to consumers? Yeah, there's people out there who will tell you like, oh, I don't think this is gonna beat a 4090. It doesn't have to. It's $1,000. The 4090 is at minimum $1,600 if you can get it. The only card that the 7900 XTX needs to beat is the 4080, which is still $200 more at $1,200 MSRP. Let's not talk about the other guys right now. Let's talk about AMD. As always, they put on a good show. That's the reason that I will cover those, and I don't really cover NVIDIA's or Intel's. They just don't put on as good of a keynote. We're looking at a lot of performance, but also a focus on efficiency. So you're looking at, what was it, like a 50% higher performance per watt when compared to RDNA 2, which is awesome. A couple of other features, AV1 encoding, simultaneous encode, decode, which is awesome. They finally really put a lot of focus on the encoder, and they're actually partnered up with OBS to make sure that they have that compatibility. Other things are you don't need to get a 12V PWR power supply because it's just using, at least on the reference cards, dual 8-pin. Maximum wattage on the 7900 XTX is 355 watts. It's nearly 100 less than the standard wattage of a 4090. It was a statement, and a statement that I appreciated. What I didn't appreciate is, again, slightly confusing naming scheme for some who aren't, or for like, say, for the uninitiated there, and also the pricing. The spread in price that they did with RDNA 2 was good. That was good. Why do they have to have the CPUs and GPUs both be 7000 series? It's gonna be so confusing. Yeah, it's like I got my 7900X with my 7900X TX. Calm down. So here's my breakdown for you, okay? Here is where it stands right now if you're looking to buy a PC right now. If you have like 3,500 and up for your budget, maybe $4,000 and up for your budget, you can go for a 4090 system and do that. We'll talk about processors in a second. We're just talking about GPUs right now. Because you don't need that, I promise you, unless you're doing a lot of video editing, if you make money off of it, make money off of streaming, a lot of 3D design, or you do a lot of CAD workloads, things like that. But if you also just have that money and you want to have something that is the best in a lot of ways, not every way, that's if you're just top of the line budget, okay? And if you're more around the price range of like $2,000 to $2,500, it's gonna come down to what you do. If all you're gonna do is game, you got a bit of a wait ahead of you if you follow my advice. Because my advice, if all you wanna do is game, is to wait until like February or March of next year, something like that. Maybe a bit later, actually, because we're gonna see, maybe at CES in January, the announcement of 3D V-Cache Ryzen 7000 series processors. Now, if you've been paying attention to all that, the dark horse in all of those benchmarks that we saw between Intel CPUs and AMD CPUs was AMD's own last generation 5800X 3D. This just shows you the performance that can be added for gaming specifically with 3D V-Cache. Now add that to the Zen 4 architecture and you've got something pretty incredible coming down the pipeline. For most people looking for really high-end performance, but not on an unlimited budget, I gotta say the 7900 XTX is looking like the go-to. They really upped their driver game over the last couple of years, particularly within the last year. The encoding is gonna be better, so I no longer have to immediately write off AMD when someone's like, yeah, I wanna game and stream. Well, forget them then, you gotta go with NVIDIA. I hated saying that all the time and basically ruling out what is supposed to be the competition keeping NVIDIA in line, because NVIDIA is way out of line right now. Let's jump into this. We're gonna talk about some deals at several different price points if you don't feel like waiting, and I understand. And we're gonna try to cover price points starting at about $1,000, so if you're even a little under $1,000, don't worry. We got coupon codes for that. All right, I got you. Check the coupon codes channel in the Discord. That's where you can find updated coupon codes that could be different from what I say in the video. First off, we are gonna start at $1,000 with a new type of pre-built from Skytech. And by the way, guys, Skytech, of course, had that unfortunate review with Gamers Nexus, but that has been kind of addressed. They did respond, and Steve was like very happy with their response. And I recently got this system from them through their configurator, but built live on stream, and no QC issues that I could find. Everything was great. But this system is the Nebula. It's a new case, new design, and it comes with a great combo of parts, 12400F and an RTX 3050. If you're in this price point, there's no new stuff for you, unfortunately. The 13400 and 13400F, we're probably looking at announcements for those at CES in January and then coming out a few months later. So you'd be looking at a good 4 months or so, 5 months or so to get the more budget-oriented new tech. This stuff right here is still awesome, and you could always upgrade to a 13400 or something like that later on if you felt the need to. But the 12400F is already an amazing processor for a mostly gaming machine, and the 3050 is an awesome GPU for a 1080p gaming machine. There's also some other nice things on here, like the airflow. As you can see, we have full airflow on the front panel, dust filter, everything there, 3 RGB fans, 1 RGB exhaust fan in the back, and a tower cooler with an RGB fan on that. Has a B660 motherboard, so don't think about putting on a K-SKU processor like a 13600K and then being able to just easily overclock it. You would need to swap out the motherboard. 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. It is a DDR4 system. 4 120mm fans, as I mentioned, and it also has a 1 terabyte M.2 drive. You see a lot of systems at this price point come with a 500 gig operating system drive, an OS drive, boot drive, whatever you want to call it. Seeing a terabyte at this price point is pretty nice. And a 600 watt power supply should be enough for both the CPU and GPU and all their little friends in there to run just fine. If you're watching this later on, go to the Discord, check the coupon codes channel. And right now, though, it is Swarm. $30 off right there. And it is free shipping right now. So, well, free shipping on pre-built, so the pre-configured systems. So $969.99, nice. There are, of course, more pre-built systems on Skytech. This one jumped out to me, though, because it was a new design and a nice looking case. Now, another system integrator that there isn't a particular system I want to highlight here. I mean, the Harpy is a fantastic system. But I mostly just want to sort of kind of go over Phynix PCs again. They have changed some things. They do have a mini ITX system now in the NR200P case, which is a great case. There's a ton of customization that you can do here compared to when Phynix PCs first launched and there really wasn't any. And guess what? They're part of Operation Code Breathorn 2. Throw the name Breathorn at the end and you will get a discount on your overall build. And one of the best things about these guys, other than them just being, in general, awesome people, is that they build every system live on stream. But yeah, I mean, there's some new stuff here. We're gonna have to take another tour through here at some point and take a look at what they've got. But I just want to remind you guys that if you're looking at something, they have a really nice price range starting from $879 all the way up to $3299. So, and on every one of these, there are some very good choices made that I really like. Guys, I still don't like this one choice here where you're using an M-ATX motherboard and a full ATX case. Other than that, we're good. Now, we're gonna talk about some deals here with iBuyPower. We haven't done this in a while, but we gotta celebrate a little bit here because I don't know if you guys remember, but I got to have one of the best experiences I've had so far going to these events was at the first event that we went to, which was PAX East. And I was lucky enough to be able to meet a lot of the hype guys, but also I got to have a sit-down conversation and interview with Rob Teller. They were really busy there. There was so much going on. They were debuting the Y60 still, you know, still a lot of hype going on. While we were there at PAX East, the Gamers Nexus initial review of the Y60 came out. While we were there, what are the odds? And the fact that it was positive, everybody was like floating on cloud nine. It was awesome. And it was after that I got to sit down and chat with Rob. Rob Teller is the lead architect over at Height. And yeah, just check out that interview. It's right here. It's such a cool, chill talk about the industry and about design and about thermals and just cool stuff. Anyway, this is the time right now, since I mentioned the Y60, to tell you about the giveaway from Team Excluded that I'm gonna be building live on stream. That's right, I'm gonna be building a PC live on stream and then giving it away. That's right, so here's what's gonna happen. Right now, there's gonna be a Y60 case, because that case got Case of the Year from Gamers Nexus, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. Case of the Year. We're gonna be using the Y60 for this build. And we're getting it customized with a one-of-one wrap from Candy Berry. If you've never seen Candy Berry stuff, Cuddles, throw up some Candy Berry stuff up on the screen. Super cool wraps and designs and LED panels and things like that. Just lots of cool stuff coming from Candy Berry. So we're gonna get that case ASAP so we can do the build live on stream. The specs are going to be awesome. For an amazing gaming and streaming machine, 12700K, 3080, 32 gigs, DDR5, and just the whole shebang. I don't want you to miss it. Just go to the description below, click the link there. That is the only way to enter. Winners will be drawn late December, probably. It is Team Excluded that is putting on this giveaway. I want to thank Height for providing the Y60 and Candy Berry for offering to wrap it for us. It's gonna be sick. Anyway, let's talk about the system right here. If you don't wanna wait for a giveaway PC, guess what? This system's pretty similar. And it's $500 off right now, plus you can get another 50 bucks off with code RDY. So that is a gaming-ready Y60 BG201, and it has the Core i7 12700KF, Z690 motherboard, we don't know which kind, GeForce RTX 3070 Ti, 16 gigs DDR4 3600, a 2 terabyte M.2 SSD, and a 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler. I've reviewed a system just like this. Click the link, check it out. Anyway, also, if you're gonna do anything like streaming, understand that you may not have a ton of USB ports in the back of this thing, and you only have half height slots to add in more USB ports via like a PCIe card. So it may not be the best option for that. But if you do, you'll want to add make it 32 gigs of RAM total by seeing what kit you get, and then just ordering an exact same pair of sticks and just pop them in there. Now, a couple other systems to show you real quick. If you want something that has similar specs, but actually a smaller footprint, I can highly recommend the Revolt 3 case. It's fantastic. There is only one downside, and I'll get to that. But this one also has a 12700KF and a 3070 Ti. There you go. Now it has an ITX Z690 and a 1 terabyte M.2, and it's more expensive. Such is the price of going with something in a small form factor. Getting it the same thing, similar performance in a smaller size usually costs you more. The other downside here is that while this system has a 750 watt power supply, the one here, well, the Revolt 3 just kind of, you can get it with an SFX power supply, a small one. That is 700 watts, 80 plus gold, and that's the one that they keep in here. And for a 3070 Ti, that's a little bit low, a little bit, with a 12700 KF, but it's not the worst, and it should run okay. Yeah, there's gonna be a tour video coming up. I got to tour the iBuyPower facility, and I got to see for myself that, yeah, there's whole areas for stress testing. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, a last one here is gonna be the, it's 2100. It's the Gaming Ready 6 Mabuga 201. 12700 KF. You know, I can't fault them for using that processor a lot. It really is one of the best gaming processors out of that generation, and still good. Z690 DDR4 motherboard, RTX 3080, 16 gigs DDR4 3600, and 240mm AIO, 1 terabyte M.2. I would probably go for the Y60 system over this one, honestly. Real talk. There's other benefits like the 2 terabyte drive. The case is just worth more in general. I mean, it's a nicer case. I don't know, everyone loves that case. But this one has the sort of, looks like 60% mesh front panel there. So there's that. You do get some better airflow out of this one. Okay, now let's take one last look through here. We haven't visited Alexander PCs in a while. I've missed these guys. I still talk to TJ, but you know, still, I've missed these guys, and I've missed looking at what they have, because they're just, I'm asking you once again, go to the Discord, look at the SI testimonials, and read through the Alexander PCs one. It's a little bit sickening, actually, how much these people love this company once they've worked with them a little bit and got something from them. But that's just why I like them too, because I've had consistently good feedback, and I live off of that feedback because it informs my recommendations. I have a few thousand people in the Discord who have either bought or are buying, in the process of buying, pre-built PCs or custom PCs. And they come back and let us know what the experience was like. And the level of accidental consumer research that we've been able to do this way has been amazing. It has actually been the reason why you might notice I mention certain companies repeatedly, because they continually take care, they just continue to take good care of their customers, who then tell us that. So this is more aimed at those of you out there who are like, hey, he said that person with a whale budget, that's me. I've got that, and I want my 13900K and 4090 for Minecraft. They do, of course, at times have, you know, ready to ship systems. A couple of Pirate Collection systems are still here. Surprisingly enough, this one is awesome because it's Assassin's Creed Black Flag there, and then you have this Man's Ruin one here, which is it's just beautiful art. Matt the Aussie knows what he's doing. Just one thing I want to point out is that if you want to just get a custom order, you can just tell them whatever you want. Anything you want. I had someone come in to the stream, because again, I help people one-on-one on my live stream, on my Twitch stream, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. You have to get in line though. You have to get in the queue, and then I work through that and I help people one-on-one. And I had someone come in and said, yeah, I've been saving for a long time. My budget is $8,000. I want the best PC that I can get. And I was like, Alexander PCs, actually, we went through a little bit of a list of high-end boutique builders, but this is where we settled because they wanted custom art. And there's other places that will do that. But I mean, it worked out this way. So now for those of you out there who are like, oh, tired of all this RGB and this gamer PCs and gamer culture and this and that, well, you can just tell them to build you this. It says sold out. It's because they probably just don't have this specific GPU anymore. Just tell them what you want. Say, you know what? I want one just like that. I want one just like that with like the all black, all blacked out like that. No RGB because I'm anti-RGB. Cool. As long as you don't mean this guy, because then we're gonna have some words. This is the 13th gen Intel Legatus. This is their flagship. This has all of the things, all of the screens, all of the, like, you just put whatever you want on those screens, but you're looking at a 4090 and a 13900K. It's just an absolute monster. So, and you know, these guys also do hardline custom loops as well. So if that's what you're looking for, that's custom liquid cooling. Of course, this is not all that they have. Okay, they're still throwing out hop lights here, and I'm not sure. I guess they still have the 3050 the Ventus 2X OC 3050 as well. This right here was one of my favorite review units that I got because it was a boutique class build, as in the cable management, the care. That's another review I've done. They have that, they have, of course, the Centurion, and you can expect these to be updated to 13th gen Intel as those appropriate processors are available to them, and they should be very soon for the ones that have been released. Well, that's going to just about do it for this video, and don't forget to get in that giveaway, and don't forget that if you see me down there saying, "Hey, congratulations, you've won," it's not me. They took my picture and they just put like some Telegram thing, or what is it? This stupid thing. Don't message these people. Don't get scammed. It's really frustrating, but I can't go through and continue just to keep reporting all of these. You can report them when you see them, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out for the rest of the, basically, I'm gonna have another stream coming up where I'm gonna be benchmarking this PC. That wasn't last night, Sunday night. But that's gonna be probably Tuesday or Thursday. Come by, hang out while we're putting this thing through its paces, and I probably trip my breaker. So that'll be fun, and honestly, just can't wait to hang out with you guys on stream. It's really my favorite thing to do, so I'll see y'all there. And until then, take care.